Hey guys, it is November 4th, and it is a day where I wish I was out hunting. I've gotten a couple texts already of a couple deer shot by some friends. Really nice buck was shot up here in northern Indiana. Responded to rattling and snort wheeze. Really awesome deer. Congratulations to my, I'll just say Andrew. If you're watching this, bud, awesome buck. Looked like a bruiser and definitely a battler. But I'm actually homesick. I got sick, really started getting sick after my Tuesday Halloween hunt. And I was home Wednesday, forced myself to work on Thursday and Friday, and was going to hunt Friday evening. It was a good wind for some stuff, and knew if I went I would be miserable this weekend, so not hunting this weekend. It is raining right now. I'm looking outside. So I don't like archery hunting before rain anyways, because if I lose a deer ever because of that, I would never forgive myself. So that's my personal choice. But it's going to be raining tomorrow again, and we've got a date night tomorrow anyway. So I won't be hunting until probably Monday at the earliest. Hopefully this whole head issue, throat issue kind of clears itself up. But I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update. We have been seeing more deer this year than probably any previous year that we've had. You're probably going to be seeing some footage and stuff, and let me adjust this quick. You're going to be seeing some footage from this season, but every single property seemingly has awesome shootable time movement. But sadly, we still, up until this last pull, my pops went and pulled some cards at the homestead property, that pasture property, for those of you guys that might remember that one, and the river bottom property, and also that small chunk right next to the homestead property that has that really good stand that we both think is one of the best places to be this time through firearm season. And we do finally have, or we at least have a couple images of mature deer. It was at the river bottom property. He's a big 9-pointer, and it just feels nice to finally, at least, even though it's not shootable time frame when he came through, just having a picture of a shooter makes me feel better. Although I know they're going to start coming through. It's by far been the worst year for shooter bucks. But as far as seeing deer every hunt, we are just covered up in does. I had to drive to the swamp property last night, or I planned on driving. Pops was hunting because I couldn't, because I'm not feeling good. And I knew he was going to get pinned in the tree because I knew where he was hunting, and I've hunted out there enough, and I knew there was going to be deer. He actually saw like 10 different does yesterday and one spike. No chasing, no nothing. But let's rewind a little bit. My last hunt out at the swamp property was Sunday the 29th, and I had a great encounter with not only a young button buck, which was always fun. Got a lot of footage of him feeding in that little food plot that we planted there that comes out into the field, and then but along the access road goes both directions. Had an awesome encounter that night. Saw a lot of young bucks chasing out in the field and does, but a really nice 6-pointer. He's got a nub 7th point. He's an awesome young deer. I was just admiring his frame and his, he just looks like he is going to grow in. He's got great genetics. It looks like you give him even just one more year, he's going to be a really hard pass. But man, I tell you what, if he lives to see 2019, he is going to be a awesome deer. I did not see Oddball. Oddball's that one with the weird bladed beam on the one side. Just hasn't been able to grow many points over the years. But I'm sure he's still around. He was probably off chasing does elsewhere. But even the swamp property's been real quiet. But that's nub 7's actually the most attractive antler deer that we have out there. But it's just a matter of time. That place has such great buck potential. I know at some point some big one's going to walk out. It's just a matter of being there or having a camera where it happens. So what we got now is fast forward 2 more days, and I hunted the river bottom property, and I actually saw a new buck, a young 8-pointer. You'll see just a fleeting image of him. He was walking the ridge line on the very northern edge of that oak flat that I'm setting in a finger to the south side of it, leading out into our food plot and the old alfalfa field. But he was working that edge, and I couldn't get him to turn, could not figure out what he wanted. I had a bunch of does pop out then, but they actually used the other side of the ravine. They didn't come up on my side, and they fed out into the food plot and then back behind me. through the alfalfa, and then into the acorns all around me. They were around me. I had to actually have Pops come. He lives about 5 minutes away. So he drove and walked to the edge to spook the deer away so they don't pin that tree as a danger. It's been working good for us. Again, we've seen a lot of deer, just haven't had that shooter buck encounter, and we're now, you know, it's November 4th as I'm making this video, and I don't really want to shoot a doe anymore. A couple properties like the swamp property, the river bottom property, we do lose those spots come firearm season, so that last hunt or two out there, depending where we are, we'll shoot a doe, because we know it's going to be a couple weeks till we get to come back. Landowners are completely fine with that and cool with that. We do a lot of work out there. We plant food plots for him. We plant apple trees and such. So he is just grateful that we're willing to do that, all that stuff. So I don't feel bad slamming a doe right before gun season. If we can, we'll try to keep it in the field edges and stuff. But that property's just been exploding with activity, and it's just a matter of time before all those does come into heat and more bucks start piling in. So that's really where we are, guys. Just and I know some of you guys have actually been emailing me and asking me and updating me, you know, are you really going to pass Bertier? I really don't know, guys. It's in the back of my mind. I really would like to get a chance at a different deer, another mature deer. There's a part of me that even hopes that Mr. Piggy walks out when I start hunting the new 22 more. I'd like Mr. Piggy to walk out. I know he's a fully mature deer. He's a 4 or 5-year-old deer. He just didn't grow much in the antler category. And I know if Bertier gets to be that same age, he's either 2.5 or 3.5 this year. If he could get just 1 more year or 2 more years, I really think Bertier could be something just shy of amazing. So we'll see. I'm not going to feel ashamed, and I'm going to let that decision happen on the fly, up the tree. When he walks out, I'm going to know if I'm going to shoot him or not. He's an extremely unique deer. He's just got an extraordinary side and story, and it's cool how he's been using our bedding that we created this spring. So yeah, but there's always a chance out at that property that Big Dave walks back out. He was a big 150-inch 10-pointer last year. I'd love to see him swing back out. And there's some other bucks around. There's a really nice big 8 that's using the pasture and my parents' place, the homestead. The homestead property is seeing daytime activity in the food plots like never before. So I'm fully expecting Pops to have a couple chances at some stuff, and we look forward to seeing how the firearm season plays a role, and if it shuts down his place completely because of all the pressure around it. We're not going to be shocked if it does, but we would expect going into December, after 2 or 3 weeks of it calming down, we fully expect the homestead property to really start amping back up, being a good food source, a safe food source, and we might even be shocked of what comes in there because we've never had food there to that degree and that size like we do this year. And we hope to get more light in there to where we can grow some bigger tonnage as far as brassicas go. There's a lot of cereal grains and such in there, which I know they'll dig through the snow for. Even the same thing at the river bottom property. We've got about maybe 6/10 of an acre of just tremendously large brassicas. It's coming up and growing just like the new 22. I was at the new 22, it would have been 2 weeks ago or something like that. Let me see if I have anything that would be, oh yeah, this, here we go. This is a spotting scope case, and I'm not even joking, guys. There were radishes that were nearly just as wide as this, and they were just as long, sticking out of the ground. I mean, just tremendous. And I saw brassica or purple top turnips that were as wide as this thing. I mean, just massive bulbs. Pops even told me that he thought I was seeding a little too thin in times, and you know, he likes to seed a little thicker in case you don't get good germination. Well, I got good germination out there, and if you remember, I made a couple videos, and there are some patches that are really thin at the new 22, but having that space between my brassicas really allowed them to suck up all those nutrients, all that fertilizer, and just, I mean, the leaves out there, the tops are over knee high. It is incredible. So I fully expect us to have a lot of food options in late season that we haven't had before. The new 22, the river bottom property, the swamp property has great looking brassicas as well, and so does my parents' place. The homestead has a lot of cereal grains and such. So if it doesn't work out and firearm season hits us and we go through that grind and we see what happens, we have a plan in place for the rest of the year, but I'm just trying to recover and get healthy to where I can start hunting a little bit. We got about 2 weeks before the firearms hit the woods and everything changes. Mood of deer, timing of the deer movements and things like that. Just everything changes because of the pressure, obviously. So I'm just looking at getting healthy and trying to get out there. So I'll keep bringing you guys some footage, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the next time or maybe the following that you see me upload a video to YouTube, it'll have a harvested hunt on the footage. So I think that's all I got, guys. Oh, one more thing. The end of this video, you're actually going to hear that 6-pointer. The night that I hunted, he came back after chasing a bunch of does. He went across the field and everything, and then came back, and it got too dark for me to show it, but I recorded it anyways. I have the video camera pointed straight down. If you follow me on Facebook, you saw that underneath that tree there is a scrape. Right where I step up onto this tree, there's a scrape basically, and then there's a young poplar tree, maybe 2 feet, 2.5, 3 feet from the base of my tree, that there's a rub on. Well, he rubs that thing, and it's actually smacking. I have my hand out up the tree, and it is hitting my hand to try to protect it from hitting my face, because he's just going to town, and you're going to hear that. So it was a pretty cool experience. I wish it would have been light enough for me to get that, but it wasn't. So that's all I got, guys. God bless. Good luck out there. Stay true to your tactics. Shoot straight. Be safe. Wear your safety harnesses. Hunt those travel corridors right now. They are seeking, and they are seeking hard. The rut is upon us. Let's do this. God bless.